was thinking of something recently. I was like, imagine if I could sell every radio that I had for like, about like half of what it's worth or what it goes for on eBay. I mean, uh, I could probably, I probably could buy something pretty nice. But I like these old radios. It's just that like sometimes it becomes a bit much. Um, I don't know. So like if we were to look at this one, I don't know what these are worth. It's a 751A, and I don't know the tuner. I mean, I would guess the radio is probably worth somewhere around $300, and the tuner's probably worth like 200, 100, something like that. But I'm pretty sure you'd have a hard time selling the two of these for $500. I really don't think you'd be able to find anybody to buy it. Now, here's a 920. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe 300, 400, something like that. And then Hot Water 101, speaker, microphone, power supply. I paid 150. I don't think it's worth a whole lot more than that. 901 DM. I don't think you can get $500 for one. 756 Pro. 400, 500, I don't know. 746 Pro, 400, 500. FT102, Malcolmized. I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody would pay $700 for one. I don't know. FTDX 1200. I have seen people over and over list these things for $1,200. I think they probably sell for $6 to $8. I paid $6 for mine. I probably would be okay getting rid of it for $500, but I'm not going to sell it on eBay. I'm not going to ship it. I'm not going to do any of that. But so anyway, my point is, if you start adding up like all these things that like, and these are just like some of the radios that I have. I've got like 3 101s. I've got a 101 ZD. I've got a FTDX 3000. I've got a TS 940. I've got a TS. An FT 450. Zyug G90 somewhere in a box. It's like never really been used much. An 891. All these radios. The ones that I use the most are really this ICOM here, this 756 Pro, and I just like the display on it. I don't know why. It's probably not really that good of a receiver, but I mean, like, I really, like I was reading the comments on the videos earlier today, and somebody mentioned something about Rob's Sherwood had mentioned that receivers have exceeded the performance that we can even utilize anymore, and I believe that's true. I think that most of these radios will outperform our expectations. I think, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Whoever said that comment, I mean, like, it totally made sense to me. Because when I compare radios on receive, I really don't have any that are like better or worse. There's some that are like physically not able to block certain noises and stuff. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, like, modern receivers and even receivers back into the 70s, But anyway, I thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if I could just sell? Imagine if everything was $200, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, 1,600. And just in this room, let's say another 200 for that, 1,800. There's another radio over there, a 101. $2,000. And there's another 101 in the drawer. 2,200. There's another 101 in this filing cabinet over there. $2,400. If I sold every radio in here for $200, I would have $2,400. And I already know a bunch of you are thinking right now, well, I'd pay $200 for that radio. I'd pay 200. Me too. That's how I ended up with a lot of them, you know? And so what I realized is, wow, it really does add up. So in reality, I paid $700 for this pair. This radio down here was free. I paid $600 for that. I paid $125 for that. I bought a 7300 and the USB went out, and I traded it for this Malcolmized 102. I paid $200. I think I paid $200 for the 901 with the speaker. I think. I can't remember. I paid, you don't even want to know, $60. The guy was like going to throw it away or whatever. It was off frequency. And then this one here was posted on a DX thing, and nobody wanted it. And he just didn't want it no more. He's like almost 90 years old or whatever. $200. $150. You know, I've bought a lot of radios like that, you know, and they've all had something wrong with them. This is off frequency and had some other issues that needed to do an alignment. So the guy didn't want to sell it for anything because he knew somebody was going to be upset that it wasn't on frequency. And this one was also off frequency. I believe that's the main reason this guy was selling it so cheap. Because, you know, he knew it was off frequency because he probably got on it and everybody was like, oh my God, dude, you're off frequency. So my point being is, like, if you're patient in this hobby, you will find amazing deals on radios. And as long as you're willing to do the work, you can have a pretty cool radio for next to nothing. You don't need to go out there and go buy, you know, a $3,000 radio. I mean, you can if you want to. Obviously, I could have. A little piece at a time. Because here's the reality. I've owned two 7300s I paid cash for. I own a FTDX or an FT710. I paid cash for that. I bought a FT818. It's about like $5 something. Bought an 891. You know, so I could have bought a $3,000 radio instead of all this stuff. So, you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe that would have been better. But I've been into the hobby for, you know, a while now. So it isn't like I just, like, you know, got my license and was like, should I buy a $3,000 radio or just, hey, let's buy a bunch of junk. So in the last 10 years, I've just bought a lot of junk, you know, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. And I think that's what's kind of cool about it. But now we're in a position in our economy and time and everything that, like, I can't play catch and release with radios anymore. Nobody wants to buy them, you know, and unless you're willing to ship things and have them possibly broken or whatever, you know, I mean, it's just really tough, you know. But I think there's something to be said for quality over quantity, and there's also something to be said for variety. So, well, I don't know. You guys can leave your thoughts down below. Also, yes, I am going to be doing some painting. I probably will not make a video on that. I know that I try and kind of make this channel like a walk through my daily, you know, deal, but we're going to be scraping some paint and fixing some stuff on the house and stuff, and there was a leak and stuff and some other stuff, so hopefully we can get that done. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow because I guess we're supposed to get high winds and whatnot, but anyway, I appreciate all you guys watching my channel, and to the haters out there, keep leaving comments. You're just helping the algorithm. If you don't have anything nice to say, like your mom might have told you, just don't say anything. Turn the VFO. Go somewhere else. Find something else to do. You don't need to comment that I wasted 5 minutes of your life. I mean, you're on here watching videos. If I wasted 5 minutes of your time, I'm sorry. I'm probably not the only one that did.